Welcome to this webinar regarding Innoexplorer. My name is Denne Schmidt, and I'll be your host today. The purpose of Innoexplorer is to mature entrepreneurship based on knowledge and research results from public Danish research and educational institutions and hospitals. It could be exploring a potential usage of an idea. It could also consist of, for example, testing prototypes or reducing specific risk elements that are crucial for the idea and bringing the idea closer to market. The target group for Innoexplorer is employees at public research or educational institutions and hospitals that have achieved a research result with commercial potential and that aim to establish a business based on these results. It's possible to apply individually or as a team. What kind of activities do we fund via Innoexplorer? We fund expenses for employees' salaries, fees for external actors, and project-related materials and also overhead for the institution. The project investment is between 500,000 Danish kroners and 1.5 million Danish kroners. The length of the project is maximum 12 months. Innoexplorer has 3 calls every year, and all applications are invited to present the idea for the Innoexplorer expert panel if the application meets the formal requirements. In Innoexplorer, we do not cover expenses like patent or maintaining a patent, publication expenses, or commercial activities such as test sale or marketing activities. You can find more in the guidelines about what kind of expenses that can be included in the Innoexplorer grant. The scope of Innoexplorer. Innoexplorer can fund a pool of projects that we categorize as within scope. The target group for Innoexplorer is projects that has promising research result, but there is still some development of this idea. It could also be if the project has to reduce risks about the idea. We typically categorize those projects as projects within the scope of Innoexplorer. But there's also projects that we categorize as out of scope. It could be premature projects or out of scope via a too mature project. The program scope can also be shown as a maturity scale. Innoexplorer covers the stages from proof of concept via prototype to minimum viable product. It is all those pre-commercial stages. So if you have a minimum viable product already, and you are ready to establish a company in the near future, you are most likely to mature for the InnoBooster or the Innoexplorer program. Themes. Innoexplorer can fund project that falls within one of the three politically decided themes: green technology and innovation, life science, health and welfare technology, and digitalization, technology and innovation. If your project does not fall within one of these themes, an application can also be made for the non-themed specific funds. When you apply for an Innoexplorer grant, you should indicate and briefly state why your entrepreneurial idea suits the chosen theme or the non-theme funded or the non-theme specific funds. Evaluation criteria for Innoexplorer. Innoexplorer has three specific evaluation criteria: quality of the idea, impact, and quality of execution. Quality of the idea consists of what does your problem solve, and for whom do you solve a problem? How is your project based on research? What is the state of the art for your current solution? And what is your USP? Impact is targeting what is the market potential for your project, what is the need for your entrepreneurial idea. Is there a potential to create a sustainable business based on the research? And is there a potential to create value for Denmark as a spin-out or as a startup company? Quality of execution. How will the project mature the idea and bring the idea closer to commercialization? Is your project realistic? And is it realizable? Is there a diverse team with the needed competencies to lift the project towards commercialization? Application process. So here is the application process for Innoexplorer. We have 3 application rounds per year. And as a start, there's an internal process at your institution that precedes the Innoexplorer application deadline. As a rule, it's a precondition for applying an InnoBooster grant that the institution is involved in the application process and that the institution has assured the quality of the entrepreneurial idea. The first point in the application process is therefore your local contact. You can find more info of your local contact at our website. Then you must complete and submit your application online via our electronic application system, eGrant. The application entails a short summary of the project, a project description, and an indication of whether the project fits into the theme, the 3 themes, or the non-themed funds. You also have to attach 6 slides, a budget, a statement of support from the institution, and if relevant, a list of publications. Then all applications are invited to a pitch if all applications fulfill the formal requirements. And then you pitch for a panel who have 10 minutes to pitch, and then 15 minutes as a Q&A with the panel. And you can choose to present in Danish or in English. Then there's a final decision. After the pitch, the panel votes, and the and make a recommendation to the Innovation Fund of Denmark. If the project is approved or rejected. And then the Secretary Management will make the final decision. If your project is granted, you will be noted at the e-grant. And if you receive the funding, you need to accept the grant letter. And afterwards, you can start the project. We aim to give you answers as quick as possible, but the number of applications can vary from call to call. And our aim is to give you an answer within 9 to 10 weeks after the application deadline. The process after submitting your application is that the Innovation Fund Denmark will make a formality check of your application. Everyone is then invited to pitch. Then you pitch for the panel, and the panel assess your application and your pitch. And then the panel makes a recommendation to the Secretariat Management, and an answer will be sent out through e-grant. If you accept the grant letter, you can begin your project. Okay. Here is also a timeline for Innoexplorer. 4 weeks before the deadline of a call, e-grant opens, and you can begin to fill out your application. We have 3 calls per year, and the application deadline is set to 12 p.m. It will take us around 3 to 4 weeks to make the formality check, so within 3 to 4 weeks after the application deadline, you will be invited to pitch through e-grant. From 4 to 6 weeks after the application deadline, you can pitch for the panel. And then we aim to give you an answer about the decision 9 to 10 weeks after the application deadline. And up to 4 months after your grant announcements and your grant letter, you can start the project. So here is some tips and tricks for your application. The application must draw a picture of where do you stand right now? What is the research results that you have made? What is your goal? And what is the commercial potential of your research results? Do you have an idea of what kind of route you expect to take? What activities and what skills and what partners do you need to collaborate with to get your idea closer to market? What challenges do you expect to meet on your way? And how far do you expect to reach within your InnoBooster project period, which is 12 months? So the most common reasons for rejection. When you fill in an application for an Innoexplorer grant, the primary knowledge and research results must be in place. Otherwise, you will apply too early in the process. When the primary knowledge and research results are in place, it is important that you describe them in your application so that the panel can understand the basis of the project. You could also attach graphic illustrations that show the results. You must also be able to describe the T, and the work that has to be done to secure the way and the road to making the idea to market. Are you in dialogue with the regulatory expert to ensure that you have developed the right path? Is there anyone in your team or around the team that has insight into commercialization? And the third common reason for rejection, the Innovation Fund supports innovative ideas. So you need to have a unique selling proposition. You have to explain how your solution differs from solution already known in the field today. Pitch. Pitches are held in Aarhus or Copenhagen. And here you will meet a panel with domain knowledge within your field. You can bring PowerPoints and physical items. It is also allowed to bring on the entire team. The agenda of the pitch is that you have 10 minutes to pitch without any interruptions from the panel. After that, you have 15 minutes with Q&A, where the panel can ask you questions regarding the 3 evaluation criteria. And after that, you will leave the room and the panel can discuss and assess your application and your pitch. And then they make a recommendation to the Innovation Fund of Denmark. Pitch. Pitches are held in Aarhus or Copenhagen, and here you will meet a panel with domain knowledge within your field. You can bring a PowerPoint, and physical items are also allowed. The entire team can participate in the pitch. The agenda for the pitch is that you have 10 minutes to pitch without interruptions. It's a good idea to rehearse the pitch because we will stop you after 10 minutes of pitching. After that, there's a 15 minutes of Q&A where the panel can ask you questions regarding the assessment criteria. The business developer from the university can participate and observe the pitch and the Q&A, but they are not allowed to answer questions. Contact information. At the Innovation Fund of Denmark, we are 2 people working on the Innoexplorer-program, Anne-Sophie and Denne, and you are more than welcome to contact us. Thank you for your attention.